Good day, peeps, and welcome back to another speed paint. Don't worry, this one isn't going to be anyway as serious as the last one I did a couple of days ago. It's not going to tackle any serious issues or anything. This video is just going to be a nice calm little video where I talk about two games that I really enjoy and that I've kind of played as of late. I guess that's also a thing they have in common. But the first game is Deltarune. You might have heard of it. It kind of caused a stir on the internet as soon as it was like secretly released. But in case you don't know it, it's created by Toby Fox, the guy who created Undertale, and I think that was actually the main hype drive behind it. That was just, it was made by Toby Fox, but he makes games in a very interesting way, and I get the hype behind it. I get why the whole Undertale fandom kind of like jumped to it, like, it's Undertale 2! We gotta play it! Everybody's gotta play it, everybody's gotta know about this game! But, and yeah, it being released secretly didn't make it any less of a shock to the internet. But I enjoyed that game very much. It has some very cool character designs. It's not as good as Undertale yet. It's still in chapters. So I'm interested in seeing what that brings on next. But I still like the character designs of it. And I could also basically just do Undertale and combine it with the other game I'm about to mention. But Deltarune was more recent. And I feel Undertale's been a bit done. So I wanted to take the style from Deltarune instead. But the other game that I picked was Hollow Knight. I didn't pick it because I have a topic for it. Just want to say that right away. This is actually recorded after I did the drawing initially, so I'm just trying to find a topic to talk about. And that topic just ended up being, why do I like these two art styles, and why do I think they could fit together? Was there something I thought they had in common, or why did I at that point in time of the drawing decide to combine those two art styles? And I think the main, the main similarity, the main thing they have in common is just their simplicity and their uniqueness, which I just really love. And now I know you might look at Deltarune and say, okay, yeah, that's simple, that makes sense. But then you look at Hollow Knight and you're like, Scripps, what the hell? Hollow Knight art style isn't simple, it's very beautiful. And that's true. It's one of the most beautiful indie games that I've seen in quite a long time. Only reason I think that didn't win the indie department of art or whatever last year was because it was released the same year as Cuphead. But I do think the game is very beautiful. But if you just remove all the beautiful backgrounds, all the beautiful middle ground, everything else, and you just look at the character designs, then there's a reason they pop from the rest of it. And that's because they don't have any gradient, they don't have any detail, they don't have any shadowy details. They actually don't have any small details in general. They're just mostly... You can actually take almost any character from Hollow Knight and just grind it down to a bunch of shapes and then just draw it from there. It's pretty easy. And it's understandable since it all has to be hand animated, so I could understand that you wouldn't want to make your character designs too advanced. But it still makes them pop in an interesting way, but it also means that the artists had to be more creative with the designs that they made, so they stood out and they didn't just blend in and became boring with a few shapes they had to work with. And I really appreciate that. I think it's underestimated just how many how much energy was put into experimenting with the few shapes they had to work with just to make character designs that look great even though they're simple. So I don't know, there's something cool just about having so little to work with or so tight limitations and still coming out with something great that I really admire. And here, Toby Fox is also a great example, because all his games are very pixelated, very pixel stylized, and the way he is so unique with his designs, he doesn't create any human characters, really. We only really see, the human child, and that's a really boring character. And it's not to say that Deltarune and Undertale, if we gotta be honest, is not the prettiest art style in the world. They don't have the prettiest art, but they do have very unique designs that make Undertale and Deltarune stand out from all the rest of the indie games out there. And the way he portrays these different characters and brings them to life. Funny thing, and this is a complete different tangent. I don't know. I just remembered this. At first, I thought Ralsei was a cactus. I thought it was actually a cactus character because it just seemed very spiky in the design, which contrasted the otherwise cute. Well, if you think of shape theory, then he. Oh, I don't know why I always think Ralsei's a she. But it contrasted the cute personality that Ralsei really had. So I don't know why I didn't take the opportunity and make her sort of cactusy. Maybe because, I don't know, cacti don't have much to do with bugs, maybe. So I just decided to make her hat into kind of like a fungi, which I felt fit more in the game since there's actually already fungi hat characters in the game. So that's why I did that. But I wanted to turn her into like a moth character. Him! It's a Fluffy Boys! I forget, it's the power of the Fluffy Boys. I wanted to turn him into like a moth-like character. And then with the horns, or the what do you call them? The antennae, and the mushroom hat, and the scarf. I wanted to create the scarf, but it just came... I wanted to create it sort of out of bush or something. I don't know. In case you can't tell, then I literally just remember I had the footage of that drawing, and then I just decided, hey, you know, I can ramble about this. I can talk my ass off about Deltarune and Hollow Knight as easy peasy, baby. And the reason that it might seem like there's not a lot of effort put into this video, and first of all, shabby voice recording, I know, I'm sorry, didn't really have anything planned out for this, but the speed paint itself, that's only just like one drawing, which is very unlike me. I usually do like at least 2 or 3 drawings before I make it a speed paint. I had planned to draw, or I actually didn't plan, I had drawn Susie, the character from Deltarune, into the Hollow Knight art style as well, but it kind of messed up, and it did not look any way near the way I want to. You might also notice that the way I just painted the characters is also different, and that's because I learned something new in school, in my design class, and I wanted to use that style, only to later find out, or well, I figured out the hard way that this kind of style of painting is more used to draw concepts, or just come up with creative concepts for landscapes. It's not very good for character designs, and Susie just ended up looking completely like a mess because of that, so sorry, it's just gonna be one drawing. But hey, you know, when I usually draw like 3 drawings or so, the video becomes a mess. Because I have to speed up the video so much because I draw so slowly, so who knows, maybe just having this one drawing makes the video a little easier on the eyes, makes it a little bit, make sure that fewer people get epilepsy attacks, the epilepsy attacks, because of my video. Sorry if that's happened to anyone, by the way, I really hope that's not the case, but I know that my videos, especially my speed paints, can get a little rampant on the visuals if I speed up the video too much, so sorry about that. It's my fault. It's my fault for drawing so slowly. I'm trying to get better. Sorry. But yep, if you're expecting anything else sort of nice about this video, or anything other big topic, anything to talk about, then you're not gonna find it. You're not gonna find it here. You might as well click off. Don't actually. It's nice talking to you guys. It's nice just rambling my mind off while I'm waiting for this to reach 10 minutes or something. Isn't that what people do? Isn't that what people do right now, except telling people to go subscribe to PewDiePie so we can beat T-Series? I think that's the other cool, hip, dank thing to do on the internet. I'm sorry. But if there's anything you can get out of this video, I guess it's just that I think a lot of people just like creativity over, or they like a unique idea over hard work, and I think you can see that in a lot of places in life. The guy who puts in a lot of work will a lot of times get outbeaten by the guy who's lucky or smart enough to find the right idea. And that's just that's just something you especially see in like DeviantArt or something, when a really talented artist draws something so cool in traditional art, but then someone else comes up with this extremely cool and unique OC design that they made in like an hour, and it's like a sketch or something, and more people are like interested in that because it's cool, it's unique, and people are like, oh, why didn't I think of that? It's usually not the hard work that impresses people as much as it is the idea, and people are like, oh, I could have done that, but why have I never thought of that? That's so smart. I think that's the idea you want to instill in people. And that's why designs in Undertale, Deltarune, and Hollow Knight work so well, because they're so well thought out. Even though they don't have a lot of tools to work with, they just put so much effort and probably a ton of experimentation into finding out just how this character can look right and show off the right emotions and just feel just right, I guess. But anyways, that's all I got for this video. Sorry if it kind of seemed like a rampant tangent. I have actually got a bunch of like well thought out videos that I want to do. A lot of videos that do feature some interesting ideas that I that I've put more effort into than just 10 minutes of just rambling my butt off. But if you watch this to the end, I appreciate you just sitting here and listening to me kind of practice commentary, I guess. That's very nice of you, and I appreciate that very much. But anyways, thank you all so much for watching this video, this mess of a video, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.